Hello, welcome to Tabletop CP, and today we're going to be taking a look at these new Victrix plastic late war German infantry and heavy weapons. So first of all, thanks to Victrix for sending me these for review. Very excited about it. Many of you know I've replaced my late war British earlier just because I was not happy with the old models. I painted them 20 years ago, it feels like, and my late war Germans are not that much younger than those, so they're due for a replacement as well. I was debating whether to do it or not. Victrix asked if I wanted these. I said yeah, I'd love to check them out, so that pretty much ended that debate. So I will be using these to replace most of my late war Germans. I do not have any experience with Victrix myself. I have plenty of experience with tons of other mini makers, but I've never had any Victrix stuff. From what I know, they're more in the world of ancients, medieval times, and they're really their first step into the big time World War II plastic market. So what we're going to do in this video, we're just going to take a look through the sprues, and I'm going to put some together, paint one up, and then we're going to do some comparisons with some of the other World War II mini manufacturers that I have, just so you can see what they look like compared to those. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, well, first of all, you can see right away it's in a bag. It's not a box. There are 44 of these guys in here. So that's a lot. That's a lot of guys for one kit to come with. I think most of them come with 30. So you're getting more guys. You're getting more heavy weapons. There's MG42s in here on tripod. There's MG42s on bipod. There's a mortar. There's Panzerschrecks. There's radio guys. So there's a lot of variety in here, not to mention all just the regular infantry guys that come with it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to open this bag up, and we're going to take a look at some of the sprues. Alright, so let's take a look at these boys. See what we got here. Keep that. Alright, so first of all, let's look at these. So these look like the instructions, and very color coded. Looks like it goes by figure and color. Get your heavy weapons frame, your infantry frame, some examples of mortar team, MG42. Okay, so it looks like there's numbered figures. Okay, so that's cool. I see what they're doing here. So figure 1 has the options of being an assistant gunner, a guy with a rifle low crawling, a guy with a rifle with a grenade. This guy can have an MP40 assault rifle. This figure can be Panzerfaust rifle. Okay, so basically they have 6 different figure shapes, actually more than that, 10 different figure shapes, and each of those 10 have options. So that's different. It's different than I'm used to, but pretty cool. And just looking at these right off, I can see right now they all have this tab on them. Not that that's a huge deal. It will increase the time it's going to take me to make them, just because I have to cover that up. I'm not going to cut it off. I usually build up around it with sand, layers of sand and glue until it's level. So that will increase a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it. It'll give a better stick onto the base this way. So let's just look at one of these real quick. So they are a little bit smaller. I would say smaller. I'll say realistically proportioned compared to the Warlord guys. Warlord is who I have the most experience with as far as World War II minis by far. I do have some Empress, some other ones as well, but Warlord is kind of my go-to. So these guys are more realistically proportioned than the Warlord guys, who are the heroic with the big hands, big feet, big guns. And I think they're more made for gaming. They're more made to stand out on the table. These guys are made to be more realistic looking. So yeah, I mean, there's a ton of bits on this thing. Rifles, packs, all the different bodies that we saw in the booklet. That head there has got an ammo built around it. So yeah, tons of different ones here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 main frames and 1 heavy weapons frame, which is going to have our MG42 with tripod, our mortar, Panzerschreck, Panzerfaust. So heavy weapons frame. Looks like there's some rifle grenades on here as well. So pretty cool. These are pretty nice sprues. Alright, so just for an example here, let's look at how to build here figure 1. So this is the prone guy. So we'll look over here at figure 1. It's the blue. And we'll pull the sprue up. Let me orient the sprue somehow to get it lined up so it looks like it goes that way. So figure 1 is going to be that arm, that rifle, all the stuff down here, and there's his body. And then there's also on the heavy weapons frame, it looks like there is a couple things that figure 1 can use as well. And that would be, the heck is that? Oh, it's this way. Sorry, it's kind of confusing. These things here. So those can also go with figure 1. So I like the system they have here. It's not as free form as say a Warlord is, but each one is designed, looks like, to fit together better, and it gives you enough options. So figure 1 looks like you can do 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 different options just on figure 1. So that's, I think I do like the system that they're using for these. Pretty different. Yeah, so it's super cool. I like that. It's going to give me plenty of options and plenty of stuff to do. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at this here. I got a medic guy walking. So yeah, it's, I mean, you can see the modular design of these is pretty unique, at least to me. I mean, Victrix might do this on all their stuff, but I've never seen them before, so this is all new to me. And I think I do like the way that it's laid out and the variety that gives you with the different figures. And just looking at this, it also looks like every one of these guys is wearing the Zeltaban shelter. So there doesn't look like any that don't have it, either the shelter or the tunic thing. So they're all going to be camo, which is fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind painting camo, and I like the way it looks. And it'll definitely give them that late war look as well, for them all to be wearing the camo top. I think the only non-camo, looks like there's some non-camo helmets, but then a lot of the helmets have the camo cover as well. So no problem there. Definitely it'll set them apart as late war compared to everything else with that many Zeltaban splinter camo pattern helmets and upper body. So alright, so that being said, very cool looking sprues. I like the system, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually build one of these things, and then we're going to paint it up, and then we're going to take a look at the finished model and compare it to some of our other World War II German stuff. So let's get started on that. Alright, so there we have it. There he is put together. A little fiddly, but I always have problems with when you have to line up the sleeve with the wrist that's on the gun, and took a little bit of time to get that straightened out, but overall went together pretty well. The head is not a head that fits in a neck. The head actually has a slot that it slots onto the neck, so a little bit easier to fit. Can't really turn it left or right that way, so it's kind of set in the direction that it's set up as, but that's fine. And then the bread bag and the gas mask canister, there's actually a little tab that fits into a slot on his back as well. So that is not really, you can't put that anywhere you want either. It has to go right where it goes, but again, that's fine. It's enough variety in here. So overall, went together pretty well. You can see that he is just looking at it, definitely a lot smaller, a lot more realistically proportioned than the Warlord guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint this guy up, and then I'm going to grab a few of my other minis, and we're going to compare sizes. Alright, there he is. I'm done painting him. So I had to try to remember how to do splinter pattern. Kind of winged it, but I think it looks okay. I have added some rain marks with a very small pen, just to give the illusion of it. There's not as many as there really should be in real life, but it gets the point across, I think. And then just painted them up as I do all my other Germans. German camo dark green for the painted metal, just plain old German field gray for the pants, and black generic wood color. But yeah, it came out pretty good. Painted up nice. You can see he's got really great detail for being a little bit smaller. I keep saying smaller. I'm going to use the word realistically proportioned because he is smaller than the heroic scale stuff, but just as detailed. So if you're looking for a little more realistic looking guys, this would be a great set. So what I'll do now is I'll just do a quick comparison of size here. So on the left, that is the older Warlord Grenadiers, and that's, you can see the heroic proportions I was speaking of: big hands, big head, big feet. And the guy next to him is the one we just did. You see he's a lot thinner, but height-wise are about the same. I think that little tab that he's standing on adds a little bit of height, about 2 millimeters of height probably, which gets him on line with the Warlord guys as far as the height goes. Now to the right of him is the Empress. Well, I think it's one of the Empress Volksgrenadiers, or Grenadiers. It's one of their winter ranges. And those guys look very close. I mean, Empress and Victrix are almost identical as far as scale go. The weapons, I think the Empress rifle is a bit smaller than the Victrix rifle, but body size wise, head size, they are very close together. And over there on the far right is one of the new Warlord veteran German infantry that just came out with the version 3 German book. And he is very similar. He might be even a little bit bigger than the Grenadier on the left, slightly. But again, just different type of model. One's heroic scale, one's not. But you know, if you're just 3 feet away looking at these guys, I think you could mix them together fine. I think without too much of an issue. I already mixed together Warlord winner with the Empress winner guys, and just playing the game, you can't tell. You can't tell just during the game in the heat of battle. It doesn't really stick out. Yeah, if you put them right next to each other, you're going to be able to notice. But ultimately, when you're playing 3 feet off the table, they're all Germans, so not a big deal. But anyway, so overall, I'm happy with the Victrix winter guys, or the new Victrix late war Germans. Just the value you get 44 of these guys, plus a MG42 on tripod, plus a mortar. I mean, it's basically a starter set. If you want to build a platoon for chain of command, for bolt action, you can buy that one set from Victrix, and you can build a full German platoon with a ton of different variations. There might not be enough LMGs, bipod guys, to run a full Panzer Grenadier platoon in chain of command. I think you need 6 of them. I don't have the sprues right on me, but for some reason I think there's not that many. So you might be a little short on LMGs teams, but definitely can run a regular German rifle platoon. So anyway, thanks again to Victrix for sending me these. I look forward to finishing these off and adding them, or replacing my older late war Germans with some of these new fancy Victrix Grenadiers. So let me know what you guys think of this video, and we'll see you next time.